Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. We are about to tackle the Cerberus coup on the Citadel. I'll be using Lier and Javik, as you see. I changed my mind. I think I said in a previous episode I would be using Edie through the entirety of the game. Not gonna. Gonna use Liara for warp ammo and whatever, and I'll just use Javik. So I think these guys are going to be my pretty standard party members for the rest of the game, barring being forced to use others like Tally or Edie for certain sequences. And I use the Vindicator for this mission. I have gotten very little use of the Vindicator. I haven't really used it that much in this game. I didn't really use it, I mean I used it, but I didn't use it that much in the previous game either. It doesn't really suit my playstyle. I don't really like burst fire rifles, be it third-person shooters or first-person shooters. I just don't really like burst fire weapons. I prefer full auto and stuff like that. And I have respect. Yet again, I am now using Barrier. This time I'll be using Barrier. Strange choice, considering I'm using a, mid-range, long-range weapon, but whatever, I'm using Barrier. I'll be making a little bit of use of its detonation effect, and I'm now using warp ammo. I don't really like warp ammo that much. It was kind of the jack-of-all-trades ammo in the previous game. I guess it still is the jack-of-all-trades ammo. And also having increased damage against lifted targets, so I think it did that same thing in the previous game as well, against targets being affected by biotics or whatever. Don't really remember. But I don't really care for it. I prefer just incendiary or armor piercing. I'm actually really looking forward to trying out the new version of disruptor ammo and how it's changed, because synthetics are so rare. I assume it has decent effect against organics as well. I think it has like a neurological effect or something where it stuns enemies. Looking forward to that. Haven't really had a chance to use it much, if at all. Just a little bit in the demo, I think. I really wish they would bring shredder ammo back into the game, especially now that there are so many enemies with red bar. And before I forget to talk about it, yeah, some weird bug with tech armor. It was active when I spec'd out of it, so apparently the graphic for it is still showing up. I don't know if it's actually, I'm still getting the effects of it. I don't think so, because I would think my power cooldowns would be longer, but just weird and annoying. I clear it up in the next episode. But going back to shredder ammo, it was an ammo I really wish was better in the previous game and got more use, so I really wish they would add it to this game where it makes total sense that it would exist. Just an ammo that's great against red bar and just useless against enemies with defenses. I think that's still niche enough. I mean, tons of enemies still have defenses in this game. It would just be a lot more useful than it used to be. I'm not saying it was useless, I guess, on insanity. It wasn't useless. I mean, enemies did eventually have health that could be whittled down faster. I just personally think you had far, far better options. It had about as much use as cryo ammo, in the previous game. So, could be used, just generally not as useful as other ammo powers. Whereas in this game, cryo ammo is absolutely amazing. I have a feeling they'll eventually add it back in the game. I think they'll add it as a bonus power from a new NPC. I have a feeling they'll wind up adding at least one more NPC into the roster. And I think he'll probably have shredder ammo. And I bet he'll be a Batarian. Come on, give us a Batarian party member. While you're at it, give us a freaking Volus party member. And I don't care that they're not super athletic and fighty people. Whatever. They still can be a party member. Just, I don't know, make them... I have no idea what they would do. I can't even picture what a Volus would do. You never see them with a weapon. So to imagine what a Volus would do... I don't know, just have them talk their enemies to death with boring investor jargon. I don't know. But more importantly, I want an Elcor party member with a gigantic minigun or cane or whatever. Not a cane, that would be ridiculous, but minigun, something attached to his back. I want an Elcor party member. Give me an Elcor party member. That would have to be the most entertaining character ever to voice as a voice actor. Voicing an Elcor through, I mean, there are occasionally Elcor, but you very rarely talk to them in any of the games. They're usually just short dialogues. I think the most prolonged dialogue you ever have with an Elcor is in the very first game when you talk to the Ambassador. The only reason that's long is because he literally explains to you everything that there is to know, or at least at the time. I'm having a seizure, apparently. About the Elcor. But I want an Elcor party member, I want a Volus party member, and I want to do something. You know what he would do? He would be like the mediator from Final Fantasy Tactics. Yep, that's right, Final Fantasy Tactics reference. Mediator job. You have no idea what I'm talking about. You're probably not the only one. And give us a Batarian, because I want freaking ballistic blades, I want shredder ammo, I want blade armor, and I want suppression net. I want all of those things given to me. Do it now. I have commanded it. Chop chop, BioWare. So yeah, stuff is happening. I don't really find it that interesting though. I was there, you see, so... Yeah, just like the Vanguard, this is really easy. You just get to the high ground, get to the choppa. Get to the choppa! Once you have the high ground, you control the room. Skip, 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 skip. I still really think it sucks that you don't have access to the cool things that they added in the Resurgence Pack in the single player. I also think it really sucks that you have to rely on luck to actually get those new things added in the Resurgence Pack. And I have rambled and ranted about all that before in my Vanguard playthrough when the stuff actually came out. But that sucks. I would love to be using those weapons. Even if they suck, I don't care, I'd still like to use them. I've heard that the SMG isn't great, I've heard that the Striker isn't great. Granted, that's a sample size of me looking at a single thread and looking at 3 posts and then stop reading, so it could be entirely incorrect. I have no idea. I don't really have time to keep up with most of this stuff. Yeah, I know that these guys always spawn right here, just in a nice little group. I think that was the first time I detonated barrier armor as well. Or rather just barrier. I imagine that barrier would be entertaining, trying to make kind of a melee adept using shockwave or something, or just a short range adept. And yeah, the Vindicator, I dislike the Vindicator for the same reason that I dislike the Matak.
Troops in the lobby. They were dug in.
I don't really like the marksman assault rifles. I've said this before too, I don't really like assault rifles in general, to be perfectly honest. If I must use one, I want a full auto one. And generally speaking, I lean more towards just light machine guns, miniguns, stuff like that. Rather than just the tiny little dinky assault rifles. Though for that matter, I like shotguns more than any of them. Or just punching somebody in the face, that also is quite entertaining. You've played BioShock. My favorite thing to do in BioShock by far was a wrench build. Just straight wrench. That's all I needed. Either that or the shotgun. I cannot wait for BioShock Infinite. And apparently, if you're out of cover, like you're firing, and then you heal after you're firing, so your character's still poking us out of the cover, it'll keep you out of cover when you use the metagel. Good to know. Because it very nearly just got me killed. But fortunately, the metagel actually out-healed the damage that the turret was doing, which amazes me. But, yay. I cannot wait for BioShock Infinite to come out. I will be playing the crap out of that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have realized it by now, but I am a huge video game nerd. I mean, seriously. I am already thinking about things about video games that are going to come out 8 months from now, 6 to 8 months from now, or years from now, or whatever. I mean, hell, I've been waiting for Diablo 3 for 10 years or so. Yeah, I am now using the Talon again. The Talon is actually really good. In my opinion, the Talon is an excellent weapon. It does require you to aim, you know, you have to actually aim, and you want to go for headshots most of the time, but it's a great weapon. Especially from behind cover, it has a much longer effective range than shotguns do from behind cover. My biggest beef with it is just, if I am using it at really close ranges, you know, like a normal shotgun, I'm using it at point blank, I really do not want to sight my weapon at point blank range, generally speaking. That's part of the reasons why I like shotguns, because at point blank range you can just fire from the hip, finish him off, and, you know, with a quick headshot or gut shot or whatever, they're down for the count. I like that. Like right there, I'd rather not have to sight for that range. I'd rather just fire from the hip at that range. But you can't with the Talon. The Talon is really, really piss-poor accuracy when fired from the hip. At any range, really. Even point-blank range, its accuracy is pretty terrible, surprisingly. You can see my target practice episode for that. I mean, you can still fire it from the hip at point-blank range, but it's still not. It's got a big spread. Ow! Why do you hate me, Phantom? I hate Phantoms. I'm pretty sure everybody hates Phantoms. I don't think that's unique. And apparently, Phantoms do not... Yeah, they don't get frozen when they are at red bar. That definitely did not freeze him. I bounced off his back and died from a grenade, so that was unfortunate. Fortunate indeed. I'm pretty sure I'm about to die again, actually. Having trouble with Phantom. Yeah, just confirming. Well, he actually dodged it that time. And still, yep, just confirming. Definitely does not get frozen by Cryoblast. Okay, I won't be doing that again. And as it happened, there was still a grenade right behind me. Kind of a deja vu there. It wasn't the grenade that killed me, though. He stabbed me. Or bitch slapped me. I don't know anymore. So that's that. Won't be trying that anymore. Really annoying that that happened. That Cryoblast doesn't freeze them when they're at red bar. At least my level of Cryoblast doesn't. Maybe when it's max level it will. I have no idea. Boom. How's that? You bastard. You beasted. Alright. So I know everything that's here. I know that there are Nemesis snipers. I know there's going to be more Phantoms. Assault troopers. You know, the particle rifle is really, really good in the hands of party members. That's another really nice thing, by the way. I don't know if you just caught that, but he was behind cover. I just nicked the tip of his head with my Talon, and it one-shotted him. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And again, did the same thing to that assault trooper. I'm not sure what class would perform really, really well with it, though. I have a feeling infiltrators. If you wanted to play a backstabbing infiltrator, by which I mean, you know, yeah, right there even. Damn, thing's accuracy is really good. Especially when behind cover. Just as long as you sight it. As long as you sight it, all is right in the world. But when you don't sight it, you may as well just not even fire. Especially at that range. Oh, away. By backstabbing infiltrator, I mean just going into stealth and hello, friend. This is bad. There we go. I keep getting distracted. I mean cloaking and just running up to somebody and shooting with a shotgun, or even heavy meleeing them to death, or using the hurricane, anything. Any short-range weapon from cloak, lots of damage because, you know, you're cloaked. And finish them off. Even also using a sticky grenade or power even. Depends on the situation. That's what I mean. So I was thinking that good options for that would be free, fly away. Something like the Claymore, ton of damage, you know. Plus they're stationary, generally speaking, so easy to line up your shot, or even the Raider. And we're speeding this up because this was a super, super boring, easy, ridiculous Atlas mech fight. Yeah, I'm going to wind up speeding up the vast majority of these Atlas mech fights, I think. Not all of them, but... especially this one. This one is always the same. You should stay in this house, and you should kill him, and you should kite him between this window and the door. And he can never hit you, and his support can't hit you. He has like 3 assault troopers that eventually come. The only trick to this fight is just making sure you kill that engineer right in the beginning, because if you somehow let him get away, which is hard to do, you'd have to actually try to let him get away, considering he starts in front of everybody. And there he goes. If he somehow manages to get away and you don't kill him in time, he'll set up turrets and he'll heal the Atlas mech. So important things. But it's how you would not manage to kill him in time is beyond me. This is about over, guys. Thank Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Please sub and like and leave feedback. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.